Okay, here we're going to go to some corners, and this is going to be interesting. Corner I'm going to do is on a young woman who I read about over the weekend, and her name is Sunanda Laws, and this is basically a story of tragedy to triumph, or rags to riches, or whatever you want to call it. So let's listen to Sunanda Laws' very interesting story, which has been wreaked with tragedy. This basically is like a rose growing out to the concrete, if that's the term that they use, but or concrete rose, whatever. All right, so more at base. All right, sorry. The pride and joy Sunanda Laws feels at being the first person from her family to graduate from universities that was sweet because of the struggles she had to overcome. And believe me, when you hear the struggles she went through, you're gonna want to have some tears in your eyes. 2 years after her mother's unexpected death, the teenager it's going to be hard to read this next part, but was raped at gunpoint. She was eventually able to fight her way out of depression and pick up pieces of her life. Things started to go wrong in 2012 when her mother, Samantha Williams, died from breast cancer. Law's world shattered. Though she had financial support from her father, older sister, and other relatives, nothing could fill the emotional void left by mother's death. Now, I like the part that they mentioned father, and that they mentioned that the father was active in her life. I mean, they didn't elaborate further this relationship she has with her dad, but it's good to hear that the father was present in her life. So I'm glad to hear stories like that where the father is acknowledged. Alright. Quote to quote, she was always there to support me and ensure that all children's needs were met. It was very difficult, especially because only 15. Last told Jamaica Observer her struggle to cope with her mother's passing. In search of emotional support, the then student at Seaforth High School was a frequent visitor to the guidance counselor's office. Basically saying that because I was in mourning that affected my studies, and which is understandable because like losing a parent you're that close to, yeah, that is like one of the worst feelings you could ever have. So I can relate. So, not I can't say I relate to that because both my parents are still very much in my life and are still alive. But I wouldn't even want to imagine what that feels like to lose a parent. She can still recall the support provided by counselors Patrick Henderson, Angela Osborne, and Dorothy Smith, which helped alleviate some of the emotional challenge she encountered. By 2016, her life was back on the track. With her sights firmly set on her goals, Laws began pursuing a bachelor's degree at the UTech, Jamaica majoring in human resource management with a minor in finance. She worked hard despite ongoing struggles with depression. Alright, and then this is where the second, even more sickest, more emotionally, I won't say emotionally, let's just say like she went from the or to the frying pan to the fire. And let's read the other part thing which she mentioned happened earlier. Alright, on her way home from evening at school, the teacher was then raped by a gun-wielding attacker. And I kind of, okay, and then she go and say like, blaming herself for what happened. And due to find what happened, she went into depression. And so after she lost her mom, she said, okay, as far as I get to my mom's death, and then this devil took away my innocence and so on. Now, what part I don't like is that there's no mention of this dirtbag being caught or hopefully gotten jungle justice. Because I was hoping that her father, her siblings or someone would have hunted this guy down and pretty much sent him back to his master in the depths of hell. But apparently nothing have happened though. I think that's probably what compounded knowing that that monster took away her innocence and that person. She didn't know if that person was punished or not. So again, I can't even imagine that because, like I said, this for that to happen, like I said, and apparently receive no justice. That's what compounded her depression. All right. Okay, and the thing is, I don't think she mentioned if you went to the police or anything. Let's just be honest, it's not like the police would likely have done anything, but I digress. Alright, and so she basically said that in order to cope with what she went through, that she had to utilize her creative side to leave the stress. So now, so fast forward to now, is a 24-year-old recently started on business custom canvas by Nance. Alright, which is good, and she basically said that okay, no matter what you go through, you can still be a winner. And this is a very inspiring story because we need to highlight people, like especially young people, who again have to overcome some very serious odds in order to actually still keep their head above the water. And yeah, this girl could have easily, after all, with her mom and then being raped, that she could have easily gone on a very dark path, or even worse. Because usually that's why I'm so a lot of these people who victimize to this extent that hey, they feel that life is not worth living. Because I'm glad that there's still some spirit inside her that kept her going, and she's apparently still having to. Yeah, she's still trying to make some good of herself. Because that could have turned out in gone another direction. When we read about her, we'd either be reading about her jail record or her obituary if things had gone another way. No, I like to hear the story because no, the whole great tab is that the monster who did this, apparently there's no mention if he was arrested, or like I said, and I'm going to say this here, if he, like I said, if he was sent off the mortal coil. And I have to keep it politically correct because I don't want YouTube saying that I'm encouraging violence. Even though I'd say, yeah, if some more time to this guy, that this guy were to pretty much get his ticket punched, I would actually say, yeah, that is the world is a better place. But again, apart from that, what happened with the rapist apparently not receiving any justice. I can only hope that he has or is about to. At least the important thing is that at least she said that I'm still a winner and I'm still gonna go forward and make some good myself. So I can just only hope that even though she probably still has to get a counseling and still has to deal with those demons, she's actually saying I'm not going to let those demons destroy. And you have to give her credit to that because I can't imagine what she's going through. And let's be honest, I hope to God I'm never in that situation, especially the other thing that happened to her. But I have to give her credit that she's actually made something grow her life. And we have to, again, highlight people like that in our society. So this is for State of Jamaica and the Caribbean. Check them out the YouTube pages. Miles Gleason Farron, Miles Productions with Thoughts and Miles. Alright.